At my sister's engagement bash, her fiancé pulled my chair out from under me. I crashed to the floor and he cracked up. "That's your spot, man," he said. The crowd snickered until his dad locked eyes with me. "Sir, is that you?" What unfolded next didn't make it into the pictures. My name's Miles. I'm 33, the eldest sibling, the go-to driver, the one they call when the internet's down. I work full-time as an inventory manager at a home goods warehouse. Barcodes, packing slips, forklifts that only hum if you sweet-talk them. After hours, I fix phones for extra bucks. I live in a one-bedroom above a barber shop that blasts the same tunes every morning from 7 to 10. I track my expenses in a shoebox and a phone spreadsheet labeled "Keep Going." It's for rent, groceries, fuel, emergencies. Emergencies always win. My sister's Ava, 28, the golden child. Mom says she lights up a room. What she really does is dream up plans without a budget. If I ask about costs, Mom calls me stingy. When Ava says, "I've got a vision," Mom applauds like it's a talk show. Our dad bilayed when I was in high school, leaving a toolbox and a knack for dodging calls. I kept the toolbox. Ava got engaged to Damien in July. Damien's the guy who wears shades indoors and calls servers chief. He post-hustle hard at lunchtime. He's got grand schemes and little patience for bills. Mom adores him because he calls her Ma and brings flowers he didn't pay for. The engagement party was at a venue straight out of social media. Chandeliers with half their bulbs out, gold chairs, a fake rose wall for selfies. I wore my only suit. I brought a modest gift to make peace with a room that never felt like mine. They stuck me at a table by the blaring speakers. The DJ cranked it to drown out thought. The toasts kicked off. Someone clinked a glass. The Godfather shared a story that was mostly about himself. People chuckled politely. I sat, smiled, sipped water, and calculated how many overtime hours I'd need for new brake pads. When I scooted my chair in, it vanished. Not a slip, a deliberate tug. I hit the ground hard. The room saw it before I did. A collective gasp, then laughter rippled. My elbow smacked the tile. I tasted iron. Damien stood behind me, hands raised like a showman revealing a trick. "The floor's your place, man," he said into the mic like it was a comedy club, not a dinner. The crowd laughed louder. The bridesmaids giggled to keep things light. Ava hid her smile like it was cute. Mom's face did that half-disappointed, half-amused thing. I sat there a moment staring at the floor's grout lines. I could have flipped out. Could have tossed the chair. Instead, I stood, slid the chair back, sat down, and kept my hands flat on the table. I wasn't going to act out anger for a crowd that call me over the top, then post about unity. Someone's gaze hit me. From the head table, a man in a sharp suit stared like I was a riddle. Chiseled jaw, expensive watch, posture straighter than anyone else's. I knew him from photos, Damien's dad, Victor, owner of something big. His name came with whispers of deals and contracts. He leaned in, squinted, and stood, weaving past a waiter with a tray. "Sir, is that you?" he asked. He called me sir. That word didn't fit me in this room. Damien laughed, trying to spin it. "Dad, meet Miles, the court jester." Victor ignored him, still studying me like I'd stepped out of another tale. "What are you doing here?" he asked, voice too soft for the mic but too sharp for a whisper. "It's my sister's engagement," I said. "I'm her brother." He blinked like my words didn't add up. His eyes darted to Damien, then back to me. "We need to talk," he said. The way he said it drew eyes. "Dad," Damien said, dragging the word out. What happened next didn't show up in the photos. I'd later tell a buddy. The pictures show a chair, a grin, a toast. They don't show my phone buzzing 2 hours earlier from a bank. They don't show a folder on Victor's desk with my name on it. They don't show a line item. Application Miles A. Hart, joint credit line, co-applicant. Ava Hart, initiated by Damien. They don't show how often emergencies win. The chair wasn't the first time I'd been knocked down for this family. It was just the first time they laughed about it. Rewind our life and you get small cash and big dreams. At 12, I saved quarters for a second-hand bike. Ava, at 11, took cash from Mom's wallet for sparkly pens. Mom said, "Don't be petty," when I asked for it back. We learned our parts early. I could carry the load. Ava could steal the spotlight. At 16, I worked at a grocery store and bought a beat-up Honda with cash. When I scraped the bumper, Mom called me reckless. When Ava dented her borrowed car, Mom said, "Accidents happen." I learned you can be loud and wrong because people expect you to be right. Ava learned she could be loud and right because people expected her to be adored. College wasn't my path. I did 1 semester, but the funds dried up and the numbers didn't work. I started stacking crates. I like solving problems you can touch, ones you can slice with a box cutter. I like that a pallet doesn't care if you grin. Ava sampled majors, then tried being an influencer, then dated guys who liked the idea of trying. She mastered asking for help in ways that made no feel rude. "Just till Friday," she'd text. "My card's locked. Can you link your card to this app for my brand's makeup? I'll unlink it right away. Mom's electric bill is due. I'm broke from investing in me. You're the practical one." I started a spreadsheet called Family. It began as a half-joke to keep my cool. It became a ledger because numbers don't lie when everyone else is a forecast. Entries like Ava's phone, $162, Mom's gas, $140, Ava's tire, $118, Ava's rent gap, $1,400. In 4 years, it grew from 3 rows to 128. I won't list them all. The total's not the bad guy. The pattern is. When Ava met Damien, the asks got smoother. He doesn't ask, he pitches. "We'd do better pooling resources. Why rent when you can invest? We'll add your name to an LLC. It'll pay back in equity." He says synergy like it's a prize. He and Ava planned the engagement party on other people's dimes. "We'll get it comped. Exposure's enough." Damien once said exposure's what broke people say to dodge a tab. The venue still needed a deposit. Guess who got the 11 p.m. text? I said no. It felt like dropping a weight I'd carried too long. "Don't be harsh," Mom said. "We'll pay you back," Ava chimed in, her voice syrupy. "I'm not your ATM," I said. They found another way. Mom probably covered it quietly, or the venue cut a deal. My phone stayed silent for 3 days. 2 weeks before the party, a local number called. "Hi, this is Bree from Red Oak Bank. I'm verifying a joint credit line you opened this morning." I hadn't opened anything. My gut sank like a broken elevator. "It lists you as primary with Ava Hart as co-applicant. Started online, finalized in branch." "Which branch?" I asked. "Kingsford, near Damien's gym and Ava's place." I told her to flag it as fraud and freeze it. She guided me through the steps. Fraud alert, credit freeze, report affidavit. Gave me the number for their regional officer, Victor Russo. I didn't call right away. I was at the warehouse and a driver was griping about a lost shipment. Real life doesn't stop for identity theft. That night I called. A calm voice answered. I explained. He didn't make me repeat myself. "We'll block any attempts from this branch. Send the affidavit to seal it." His tone was certain, not a mix-up, not a mistake. Crime. "Any guesses who'd do this?" he asked. "My sister and her fiancé," I said. The words tasted like rust. "You got a plan for handling them?" he asked, unexpected from a banker. No yelling, no drama, just straightforward. "No," I said. He emailed forms in under 10 minutes. I filed the affidavit, froze my credit, set a secret passphrase, pulled my card from Mom's apps, printed the bank's camera policy, and printed my family ledger. Numbers can stop you from hating people. 2 days before the party, Mom called. "Pick up ice," she said, like nothing was wrong. "I'll get the ice," I said. Spite's not a boundary. Paperwork is. Party day came, pinchy shoes. Same old jokes. A chair yanked out. I hit the floor. People laughed. Then Victor saw me. What you don't see in the video is my phone buzzing at 5:12. Red Oak. Another in-branch attempt blocked by the fraud flag 2 hours later. What you don't hear is the steel in a father's voice when he recognizes the guy his son tried to scam. Victor led me to a side room. He looked at my elbow like he wished he could undo his son's actions. "You're Miles," he said. "The fraud alert on my desk, your affidavit, your sister and my son." "Yes," he rubbed his jaw, then asked directly, "Do you authorize any credit line with Red Oak?" "No." "Do you authorize my son or your sister to use your name?" "No." "Do you want to press charges?" "Not yet." "Document it, lock it." "I want a paper trail they can't brush off as a tantrum." He nodded. "Done, it's frozen. We'll audit every move from the last 60 days. He studied me. "Have you told your mom?" "Not yet." "She'll call me cruel." That's her go-to word. He tilted his head. "Money makes people call principled men cruel," a lesson he'd learned too late. "Victor, I don't want a scene. I don't want to wreck her party." "You didn't," he said. "They did." He handed me his card. "If I can do one thing as a father who raised a dishonest son, it's this. I'll back you when you say no." We returned to the room. The DJ played Forever like it was a promise. I sat. Victor stood behind Damien, hand on his shoulder like he was deciding whether to grip or let go. "Damien," he said, calm as a heavy table. "You and I need to talk, now." Damien tried to shrug it off. "Dad, don't ruin the vibe." Victor's hand stayed put. "Which vibe told you to open a credit line in another man's name?" The room pretended not to hear. Damien laughed. "It was for a gift for Ava." "Family," Victor looked at me, then him. "Family's not a credit card," he said. Victor didn't shout. "Apologize for the chair, son." Damien glanced at the crowd, realizing the act was over. He turned to me, mumbled, "Sorry, man," didn't meet my gaze. "Now the other thing," Victor said. Damien stiffened. "You're doing this here." "You did it here," Victor replied. Ava jumped in. "Miles, don't be like this. It's a mix-up." "There it is," I said softly. Mom stepped up. "We don't drag family through the mud." "I'm not," I said. "I'm taking my name out of your cart." I stood, voice steady but low. "Here's the deal. You don't use my name, my social security number, my credit, my address, or my card. No accounts with me on them, no permissions without my signature." "You always make it about you," Ava said. "It is about me. It's my name." Damien started to speak, but I raised a hand. I slid an envelope across the table. Affidavit, fraud alert, and a printed list of every just till Friday. Mom muttered, "Petty." "No, accurate," I said. Victor's grip tightened on Damien's shoulder. "You won't touch his credit again. You won't ask your mom. You won't ask anyone here to vouch for your integrity." Damien flushed. "You're embarrassing me." "You did that," Victor said. I left my gift on the table, a check for Ava's dressmaker. I'm not trying to be a villain. I'm not kind. I'm clear. I pushed my chair in, folded my napkin, and walked out. Victor followed me to the door. "You're doing what I never mastered. Saying no, not acting it, living it." Outside smelled of citrus and frost. My phone buzzed, another blocked attempt from Red Oak. The next day, 27 missed calls from Mom, 10 from Ava, Damien's voice messages about how I humiliated him. Mom's text shifted, anger, sweetness, guilt, family first. I sent one reply, "No money or loans by phone, email only, no accounts in my name." She responded, "This isn't about money." "It's always about money," I thought. Ava posted an old photo with the caption, "Some people never grow." I deleted the app for a week. My heart liked the silence. At lunch, I called Victor. "You don't have to stay in this." "I do," he said. "He's my son, your grown son," he sighed. "Fair." He cut Damien's access to family accounts and sent me a letter confirming Red Oak had killed the application. I filed it in a folder labeled mine. Life rolled on at warehouse pace. I fixed a noisy pallet jack, trained a kid who paid attention, cut subscriptions, froze my credit, set alerts. 2 days later, Ava texted, "We need the photographer's deposit by Friday. You promised." I checked, no promise. "No," I replied. She fired back, "Petty power trip, please, just this once." I turned on Do Not Disturb and ate eggs standing up. Day 3, my aunt called. "I wasn't there," she said, "but I heard." She asked if I was okay. "I'm fine," I said. "Mom'll pin this on you." She nodded. "I know." She taught me long division and how to take the fall. She laughed, almost a sob. "Write your rules, stick them in a drawer, read them aloud." I did, 5 rules. I don't lend what I can't lose. Family doesn't get my name. I don't explain numbers to people who want magic. Money talks in writing. No fights in kitchens. Locks aren't mean, they're clear. I read them with my coffee. It felt goofy, then solid. Victor asked to meet. We sat outside a cafe. "I called it love," he said. "It was laziness." He handed me a bank letter, no open applications. Kingsford attempt denied, only I'm authorized. "I'm not pushing," I said. "I'm setting a boundary." He nodded. "Boundaries beat brawls." The fallout came in waves. Damien posted, "Real men provide." His buddies messaged me. "He's using your name." I didn't reply. Mom showed up uninvited. I texted, "Email only." She left oranges, sour but good. Damien tried charm. "Bro, let's talk man to man." I wrote, "No." He wrote, "You're scared." I wrote, "No." Ava sent a spreadsheet with 3 vendor payments. "We've got this." "Good," I said. "Handle the rest." The engagement wobbled but held. Guest list shrank. Roses looked sparse. Mom posted a sunset. "God provides." I liked it. Even crooks love a good sky. 3 months later, life's mundane in a healing way. Scam calls faded. Bank alerts feel like friendly neighbors. I froze my credit, added alerts, cut subscriptions, pulled my card from Mom's apps. Ava and I text like siblings, not bankers. Dresses, not dollars. That feels grown up. Mom's softer now, sends bird pics. Grocery coupons. When she says family first, I pivot to blueberries. It's not forgiveness, it's boundaries.